Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel once again. So it's the month of October and I'm thinking to draw some flower fields, and I'm going to create multiple cosmos flowers for my flower field, and I'm using this drawing sheet, and I want to keep my flower fields in the center part of the sheet. So you can draw directly anywhere wherever you want, but keeping frames like this gives you a very nice effect in your drawing. So I'm roughly creating this rectangle kind of shape in the center of the sheet. You can use scale and do proper measurement to create this box, but I'm doing it roughly. Now we are going to create multiple cosmos flower in different angle. Because these are flower fields, so we cannot create all the flowers only in one direction or only in one perspective. So we need to draw everything in different perspectives so that it should look like these are the flower fields having multiple flowers in it in a different direction. I have created this guideline for myself to create flowers. If you want to create flower in normal perspective, you can draw a circle. If you want to create flowers tilted towards left, right, you can create an oval shape. Depend on your oval shape, like in which direction you have these oval shape, you can define your angle of the flower. I have already created one video around different perspective of cosmos flower. You can refer to that video and learn slowly, step by step, or else you can do what I'm doing as of now here, because I'm going to explain everything again. So let's start with the circle. So circle gives you a normal perspective and you can create multiple petals around it, having an ovary of the flower in the center of the circle itself, and you can also create some folds for few of the petals. Now let's talk about this one. This is more tilted towards the left side. So I have created half ovary in the center, and I'm creating 3 petals towards upward direction and 2 petals towards downward direction. Now in the downward direction petals we need folds so that it should look like this is more tilted towards upward direction and tilted towards the left also. Now this one is also circle, so I'm again creating the ovary in the center, and this time again I'm creating 2 petals at the downside and having folds in it. But the difference between these two is when you do the same thing in the oval shape, you will get different direction, but if you do it in the circle, you will get different angle. Now let's do one more, this one wherein we can see the base of the flower and sepals, but we're not seeing the ovary. So I'm creating the petals throughout the oval shape itself, and I'm not creating any center part of the flower. Now in this one again I'm creating half ovary, and now I'm going to create one petal which is in different angle. See, this one is more tilted towards the ovary. So the one which we have created earlier, which is tilted towards the left side, has all the petals away from the ovary, but in this one we have created petals towards the ovary. Now this one is also a normal perspective, so create all the petals having some folds in it. You can keep all these folds in all the petals, and it's very important to have these folds into the petal. This gives you a very nice effect. So what you need to do is you can create something like this and create some triangle pattern to add folds into your petals. So this is something you can do around your petals. Now for the flower bird, I'm creating sepals around these small round kind of shape, and you can attach all these things together with the help of stems. So we are seeing all the stems, we are seeing multiple flowers, we are seeing flower birds, and we are going to add leaves also later, but let's complete the flower bird first. So I'm creating sepals like this around this round kind of structure. And add as many as flower you want. You can keep the direction different based on whatever you like to have, and you can create multiple flower birds as well. You can add different kind of flowers also, but we are concentrating more on cosmos flower, so that's why I have created only cosmos flower and flower birds. Now let's trace everything with the help of gel pen. So I'm using 0.5 mm gel pen to trace everything. So you can trace literally everything, including stems, sepals, flower, petals and all. So trace it, and once we are done with the tracing, we will rub the unwanted pencil mark so that we can see everything clearly, and we can do some more detailing with the help of sketching methods. I have already created multiple videos around flower perspective. It is very important to learn how we can draw flower perspective whenever you try to create a flower bouquet or flower field or a group of flower structure for your flower vase. So perspective is very important. So learn those things. I will give you a link into a description section so that you can refer to those video and learn. Now you can keep 2 lines for stems, and you can add foliages at the base also. It's totally fine to get some more structure and pattern into the field. Now we are done with the stems, flowers and flower birds. Let's rub all the unwanted pencil mark. Now let's create some leaves. Cosmos flowers has multiple varieties and multiple varieties of leaves we can see. This one is the easiest way to draw cosmos leaves. So I'm creating some tree branches kind of structure having multiple sub branches in it, and right now I'm using 0.8 mm pen to get little bold structure of leaves as of now. Depend on your composition, you can add as many as leaves you want. With the help of 0.05 mm pen, this is fine pen, and I'm going to start doing some detailing over my flowers and flower birds. So for all the fold structure like this, I'm doing some cross hatching process. Cross hatching means creating parallel lines close to each other and then cross lines parallel to each other. So I'm doing this cross hatching process throughout the flower folds that we can see in all the flowers. So I have multiple folds around almost all the flowers, so I'm covering all those with cross hatching process. I have created a separate video around the sketching methods and process. So if you want to refer to that video, I can give you a link into the description section so that you can refer to that and learn about hatching and contouring methods. Now we're done with all the folded pattern. Now we can do some contouring process around the flower birds. So difference between hatching and contouring is, in the hatching you create a straight line, but contouring is more like flowing with the object shape. So I'm contouring all these flower birds with some curved lines into it so that we can keep the object shape intact. So I'm repeating the same thing throughout my flower birds. You can keep some negative space also, it's totally fine. Now I'm repeating the same cross hatching process for the flower base. I have one flower with flower base, so I'm doing it. Now for the center part of the flower, I'm doing some stippling process. Stippling means creating multiple dots. You can keep the density lower or higher, depends how many dots you need. I want multiple dots to make the center part of the flower little fluffier, so I'm adding multiple dots around it to create the center part of the flower. I'm also creating small fine lines around the center part and then adding some dots around it to create some stem kind of structure. Although you cannot see all these things because these are very fine flowers. Now for the petals, you can add lines like this. and you can do some uh, shadings around your petals, but I think these lines are enough because anyways these flowers are very small in size, so keeping all these lines are fine, but you can do little bit of shading as well for few of the flowers. So with the help of very soft hand you can create shadings like this around your petals. I'm not going to do this for all the flowers, but maybe we can do all these things for few petals, a couple of flowers, but you need to do this with very soft hand slowly. Sometime with the sketching method we overdo things, so make sure you're not overdoing anything. We also need negative space in our structure, negative space as in white space in our structure. So keeping all these things in mind and create all these things for your drawing. Now let me rub again the pencil mark if I can see any. I'm creating few more sub branches for the leaves with the help of fine pen. So this is more like new leaves are growing at the tip. These are very fine and small in size. Okay, now we're done with the leaves. Now I want to keep frame as well, which we have created earlier with the help of pencil. So let me draw the frame again, but I am not drawing a rectangle, I'm keeping half frame. So I'm creating one horizontal line and one vertical line, and again with the help of pen I'm creating these frames with some solid lines and dotted lines. Do it with the help of scale and measure all these things, because sometime you won't get proper shape, but mine is fine I guess. I think we need few more flowers and leaves in this particular position as well, so let me do it quickly. Now you have understand everything about how we can draw flowers, how we can draw leaves and flower birds. And you can utilize this flower field as an stationery. You can create greeting card out of it, or else you can paint all these flowers with any medium like watercolor, acrylic color, or whatever you like to paint with. And I think we are done with today's video. Hope you have liked this video. Do let me know if you have any kind of feedback for me, and thank you so much for loving me, supporting me, and thank you so much for watching my videos. See you guys in the next video.